Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to run you through one of my basic meal plans. This is a week 3 2000 calorie nutrition meal plan. This meal plan is actually part of the new fixed pre-developed meal plans that I've just introduced to my website. I had a bit of interest in this, so I'm going to run you through a plan and show you how it works, and hopefully that will answer a lot of the questions that you guys have for me. So basically what happens is for each week you will get a downloadable printable PDF folder. Obviously for your week you're going to get a cover page just like this. You got just a little bit of information here. Down here you got a bunch of information which is basically what I'm going to go through now, just to remind you of things you sort of need to do that's going to help you, grocery list, blah blah blah, and so on, but we'll go through that. So the first thing you're going to get for the week, you will see, is this sort of spreadsheet thing here. Now this can be intimidating for a lot of people who have never done this before, seeing everything you're going to eat for a whole week on one bit of paper, but trust me, it's not. It makes your life much easier. So what you'll notice, basically just a quick run over of how I'm doing these ones anyway, because these aren't customized, so I've got to try and make them fit for everybody. In the mornings generally, especially Monday to Friday, you're going to have basic stuff. You don't want to be spending too much time in the kitchen in the morning, so not always. You'll have toast in there for different weeks. This week's a little bit different. You've got a bunch of smoothies, some overnight oats, so you just be making them the night before. Take a couple of minutes. So you're not going to be spending much time in the kitchen in the morning ever. Monday to Friday is the most you'll ever be doing, probably is avocado on toast some weeks. On the weekends, we'll make it a little bit more interesting. Always, you got like something a bit different there. Obviously it's going to take you a little bit longer to cook, but if you're like most people, Monday to Friday, you should have the weekend off, so it's not going to take you long, but something a little bit different. You're always going to have some nuts and berries for snacks, different things like that. Usually you have a bit of fruit in there. You've got plenty of fruit in the smoothies. Now if you just pay attention here, you'll notice, particularly for your dinners and lunches, a lot of these are blanked out. So this is the same thing. Lunch for Monday, Wednesday and Thursday, you're eating the same thing. So you're only going to just be, obviously this means it's leftover. So you're cooking this once, and you got your leftovers here. You'll see for Friday here, you got your lunch here, but you got leftovers. So you'll notice for Thursday night's dinner, you've already got a leftover here. So what I would do would be make this up, make your lunches for Friday, Saturday and Sunday. You'd do that on Thursday night. You're always one step ahead. So that's the main thing, structure and obviously eating healthy and getting results, but you're going to get a lot of structure from these plans. You're always a little bit of commitment at the start of the week. Do your shopping on Sunday. You won't be going to the shop. You don't have to go back to the shop for the whole week until the following weekend. You're going to have everything you need. So a lot of these are blanked out. Friday night there, you're going to cook again, but you're going to have your leftovers, this chickpea tikka masala. You'll be having that Sunday night too. So generally what you do then is, hopefully, what I do and what most people would do is they do their shop on the weekend, and then when Sunday night comes around, you've already got your lunch, you've already got your dinner, you got your leftover breakfast. So you're not doing anything on Sunday, but hopefully you're getting a shop in, which we'll get to the shopping list soon. It's very simple. You get your shopping done and you probably do your lunches. That's the way I do it. That's the way most people do it. And I've set these meal plans up this way to make them as easy as possible without being boring. A lot of good, nice food in here. Red lentil bolognese. This is delicious. Everything's pretty nice, but always got to try and get good macros as well, which we'll get to next. But anyway, so just remember that these ones that are blanked out, this is all left over. So you're always one step ahead. Little bit of work at the start of the week. I mean, you won't be running to the shops on a Monday afternoon after a crappy day at work trying to figure out what to eat. You know, you're going to have everything you need. So we'll scroll down to the next page, which is the all-important macros. So you'll see you got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and so on. This is for the whole week. You've got your percentages here of where your calories are coming from. So they're all pretty good. You'll notice pretty happy with protein in this week, considering these are not customized meal plans. You know, you're getting 20% of protein from food basically. No supplements. I think there's a little bit of protein powder in this, which I've tried to keep out of these meal plans. So I haven't added protein shakes really and things like that in these meal plans because there's a little bit not really used as supplement, more as just flavor. Vanilla, you know, it gives some things, you know, like shakes and different things, a lot of flavor. So, but you can always leave that out if you don't need it because there's quite a bit of protein. You know, you've got over 100 grams of protein in a 2,000 calorie meal plan. If you're someone who trains and you want more, obviously you're going to want to make up a few calories anyway. If you're training on, you know, a Wednesday afternoon, you could easily just chuck a shake in there with a bit of water or coconut water. If you're looking for more calories, add some soy milk or almond milk, or, you know, if you're doing CrossFit and you're burning a lot of calories, you want to probably make up 600 to 800 calories. Chuck some chia seeds and different bits and pieces in there, so you can customize these meal plans yourself without a problem. You can obviously just talk to me about it. I can send you some really simple smoothie recipes you can add in on those days. But generally for most people, if you're having on a 2,000 calorie meal plan, you know, that's you got a solid amount of protein in this food. So basically that's it. So you got your Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday there. You got your percentages, which is quite important. And then you've got obviously a little bit more of a breakdown here and everything in your grams and your calories. So you'll see it's at 2,000, you know, this is pretty spot on. It's pretty hard to get meal plans this close. 2001 calories. So we're all pretty close there. Generally, you know, you're going to be out by like 40 to 50 calories either way. Not a big deal. It's nearly impossible to get it right on 2,000. It's like hitting a hole in one in golf, basically. I do it sometimes and it surprises me. So that's all good. So this is this section done. Now we'll go down to your shopping list. So basically what you're going to do here, what I do, usually this is all, you can print all this off and it's easy just to print it off because you've got all your recipes below. So you want to sort of go over them and not have to try and do it off your phone or your laptop and have that in the kitchen. Sometimes I try to do it off my phone. Like I do these meal plans too myself, obviously. You know, so basically this is all broken up into categories. You'll print this off. You've got your fruits, your veggies, your box and can, your seeds, everything here, frozen section, cold section, blah, blah, blah. So it's all broken down, very easy. You take it to the shops, you just well, first thing you're going to do is you're going to print it off. You're going to go to your pantry and see what you've already got, because chances are you're going to have a lot of this, especially with the spices and that. Maybe not week one. Some people will and do. Some people might have to do a bit of a bigger shop week one. But generally, you know, once you get into these meal plans, you're going to be ticking half of this stuff off before you even go to the shops. So it's very, very simple. You're going to go to the shop once a week, and it's going to save a lot of stress in your life. That's one thing I love about meal planning is, and most clients do too, just it makes your life so much easier. So that's basically that. And then, you know, you've got each recipe. So this is you're having 3 times in the morning. Your overnight oats, you know, this is your breakfast for Saturday and Sunday. You've got all your ingredients here, which are already obviously on that list. So you go to the shops, you get that list, and this is all there. You know, when it comes time to make the food, yeah, you're just going to have it all ready to go. So not a lot of stress there. Now, just one thing I'll go over, you don't really need to worry about this too much, but you can see for this roasted sweet potato, Brussels sprout salad, you've got 6 servings here. It'll tell you generally how long that will take to make, 30 minutes. I wouldn't pay much attention to that because everyone's different. If you're doing a 3,200 calorie meal plan, it's going to take you a lot longer to cook than, you know, a 1,600 calorie meal plan. So don't pay attention to that. You'll see you've got 6 servings here, so don't let that confuse you. You don't really need to worry about that too much. One other thing while I'm here, you'll see you've also got your nutrition value per meal here, so you know what you're having, but you're having a double portion of this, so because you're having 6 servings over 3 days. So you're going to cook this up. You're going to make this, and you got it for these 3 days. Okay, so you're going to make that. You're going to put it into, well, you're going to put it into 3 separate containers. Okay, in the fridge. Leave these in the fridge. Take that for work on the Monday. So you'll see you've got this little number here, 2, 2, 2. That's because you're making 6 servings, which you don't, like I said, you don't let it confuse you. But some people do have questions about that. So you're just going to divide what you make up into 3. You can see that you got it 3 times. So you just divide that into 3 separate meals, and you're good to go. So we'll just keep on sliding through here. Recipes are all very simple. I mean, they look fancy, but you just follow the steps. Anyone can do it. This is actually quite good, this one. You've got 3 servings here, so you're just having, once again, you can see you got that. You're going to probably make that on that night. This is really nice cold, so really, you know, you got 1, 2, 3 there. 3 servings. These are your 2 leftovers because they're blanked out. Obviously, you're not going to be cooking every day. Some people, you know, want to customize meal plans because they want to cook different things every day. I normally advise them it's not a good idea. If your shopping list gets too big, it gets a bit stressful. So, you know, it's up to you. Yeah, basically that's it. You can see very simple sort of recipes. You can have all your stuff there. One thing I will go over is we do things in grams. Some people have questions about that. It costs about, you can get $5, $10. You can get a little scale from the $2 shop. Makes it a lot easier. If you're doing something like this, you know, you can just put your bowl on the scale and just chuck everything straight in there, and then just chuck it straight in the meal when it's ready to go. So it does make it easier rather than trying to measure things out with tablespoons, teaspoons. The other thing is everybody is different. So some people will just use a normal tablespoon to measure out their peanut butter, and there can be over 100 calories difference in that. So it can definitely affect your results if that's what you're looking for. So I always do things in grams for that reason, because over a day it can add up. And also with, you know, if you're doing something that's got chili and different bits and pieces in it, you can ruin the meal just by not weighing it out, by just trying to use a tablespoon that you got without measuring it properly. You know, you can ruin 3 days worth of food just doing that. It happens. So get a scale. It will make your life easier too. So basically this is a 2,000 calorie meal plan. There are your macros. This is your spreadsheet. You've got all your tips here. You've got your cover page for the week. Your shopping list, which is obviously you need. It's very important. Makes life so easy. Wouldn't be a meal plan without them. And then all your recipes, which you just follow step to step. Very basic. Like I said, don't worry too much about the numbers. You will sometimes get, especially with the bigger meal plans, you're going to get some numbers like you might have. I'll see if I can. So I've got a 3,200 calorie meal plan here. So I'll quickly run over this because I know some people are interested in this as well, these bigger meal plans. So, I mean, same thing, a little bit more involved. What I do is I add, so this is a 3,200 calorie plan. Rather than just, you'll see some meal plans where you just got huge portions of food, which once you start to get over 1,000 calories per meal, it starts to get pretty hard to eat. So what I do is I will raise the meal sizes up, obviously from a 2,000 calorie meal plan. They're going to be a bit bigger. But I will always add sort of another snack in, or there's another one here, like raspberry chia protein pudding, something that's sort of nutrient dense but not too hard to eat. So that makes it a lot easier than trying to eat 1500 calories in a meal. With these bigger plans, I always do tell people it's good to try and get into a habit of splitting your meals up. So what I do when I say, if I was doing this meal plan, which I have done before, I would split my lunch sort of into two, not necessarily split it into two separate bowls, but rather than it depends what sort of you're doing for a job and stuff too. If you can't do this, you can't do it. But what I do is I'd probably have half my lunch at 10 or 11, and then have the rest at 1. And then for dinner, maybe 4:30, I'd just have half of it, and then I'd have the rest later. And then maybe 8 o'clock at night, I'd have a smoothie or my chia protein pudding. It's just a lot easier over time to eat that sort of food rather than just trying to eat 1500 calories or 1000 calories in one sitting. It's too much, and it might be all right for a couple of days, but after a week or two, it gets a bit painful. I know all this from experience. I've done all this on myself, and I've worked with a lot of people now. So, yeah. And I mean, these are your calories here. Like I said, these are not customized meal plans. These are just sort of user-friendly, good starting point for everyone. Meal plans, like I said, you can customize it a little bit yourself. But you'll see, I know a lot of people have issues with protein in a plant diet, but I mean, on the weekend here, you don't need to add a shake in on that day. It doesn't matter who you are. You got 170 grams of protein, just from food. You have a little bit of protein in here, but that's it. You got this creamy sun-dried tomato pasta. I think it's chickpea pasta, black bean Mexican salad, some mushroom and tofu scramble in the morning. You should never have a problem with protein on a plant-based diet. If you're someone who trains, add a shake in if you want. But I mean, you wouldn't have to on a day like this. It's, that's already pretty much, that you don't need any more protein than that. So basically, yeah, this is the same, bigger plan. I was just going to show you one example of something here. Singapore noodles. Okay, so you see this spinach and pea risotto. You got 3 servings here, and you got 2.5 here and 2.5 here. So you have 3. So you have 8 servings all up. This serving is going to be a little bit bigger than these two. So you're going to still do the same thing, cook it all up, and then when you weigh it, you can weigh it out. I mean, to be quite honest, that's what I'd recommend doing. There's not a lot of difference in calories between half a serving. Usually now I just do it by sight. A lot of people just do it by sight. You can get pretty close. You don't have to get too paranoid about things like that. Unless you're training for a bodybuilding competition or, it's critical. Just do it by sight. So it just works out that way because I've got to get these calories right. So, I don't want to go and try and, add in some more blueberries and you've got to buy more stuff for the week just to try and get your calories right. So just do it by sight or weigh it if you're that worried about it. Yeah, that's basically it. So if you're still listening and you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Like I said, email me, DM me on Instagram. I'm happy to, give you advice. If you don't know what sort of calories you should be, eating per day, I'm happy to work with you and figure that out. These plans are really, really cheap. I think it ends up being about $12 a week. So that's about a third of the price of my customized plans. Obviously, you get a little bit more with my customized plans. We work together one-on-one each week. This is just a package and comes with 4 of these for whatever calories you want. But obviously, I'm still happy to work with you and help you out. Just reach out to me, ask me any questions you might have. Especially even if it comes to things like tofu or tempeh. If there's tempeh in a meal and you don't really like tempeh, you've tried it, you don't like it, contact me and I'll tell you what I would do and what I'd substitute that for. Also, just anything, reach out to me. I'm happy to help out. Yeah, and thanks for listening if you're still there. I hope you're not sick of the sound of my voice by now.